Right. So today's topic, we are going to discuss some more important aspects of second unit. It is most important for us. So string tokenizer, as I discussed in the previous class, that is string tokenizer is one kind of a concept which deals with string handling. So the major purpose of the string tokenizer class is to divide the string into pieces. Pieces are nothing but dividing the string into some kind of parts, subparts. So all those parts are called as tokens. So how we are going to handle them, that is we are going to discuss today. Along with that, one more important topic, this is most important topic, that is wrapper classes. So wrapper classes also we are going to discuss today. So let us get into the topic directly. So string tokenizer class is part of util package. Try to understand here. String tokenizer is part of util package, whereas string builder as well as string buffer. I think string buffer and a string are part of lang package. Okay, string tokenizer is part of util package. So string tokenizer class allows us to break a string into tokens. To use a string tokenizer, you must specify an input string that contains the delimiters also. Now, what are the delimiters? Delimiters are the characters that separate the tokens. Try to understand here. To use string tokenizer, first of all, you need to specify one string which contains some type of delimiters. The delimiters may be comma, semicolon, colon, and so on, space also. Space brackets or the space bar, whatever characters we use as delimiters, they should be part of the string, which can be utilized as string tokenizer. So from the 2 points, you can understand that string tokenizer will be receiving one string along with the delimiters. The delimiters may be comma, semicolon, colon, and so on. There are other types of delimiters are also possible, that is space also, space character. So this is what we have with the string tokenizer usage. So this is a class. It also contains some of the constructors. So there are three constructors which are possible in string tokenizer class. They are first parameterized constructor. It is parameterized constructor. It contains one string to be accepting. And the second constructor is accepting a string along with the delimiters. And the third constructor is accepting string delimiters and delimit as token. I will be discussing this in the coming classes, delimit as token. What is exactly? So either it is true or false, we are going to display in the third constructor as a third parameter in the third type of parameterized constructor. Okay, let us get into the details of the methods which are possible in the string tokenizer class. So these are the methods which have been used in the string tokenizer class to access the strings. So the first method is has more tokens, which returns true or false if there are any tokens are available in the particular string. So tokens are nothing but pieces of string. So the second method which is available is next token method, which is returning strings. It will be returning strings from the string which has been supplied to the string tokenizer object. So from this method, it is clear that next token is returning strings to the string tokenizer object. And the third method which is there is next token, which is accepting a delimiter, returns the next token based on the delimiter. So next token method, which contains a delimiter as a parameter, based on that delimiter, it will return the string. Next, we have has more elements. So it is similar to has more tokens, nothing difference between them. They are same, working same, but some speciality is there we will be discussing. So Boolean has more elements, it will return true or false. Next, we have a object next element, which is similar to the next token method, which is returning the type of object which it relates to. Next, int count tokens. So it will count the number of tokens which are possible in the string after delimiting it. After separating the strings, then it will count the number of tokens into that, and it will return the value. So the value is in the form of integers. So the return type of this method is int. It returns total number of tokens. So let us go for example. So this is a simple example to demonstrate string tokenizer class. That is here the class name is simple. It contains one main method. Along with that, we are creating a new string tokenizer object, that is st, which contains my name is Khan. So my space name space is Khan. So followed by, so it is accepting a string with the delimiter as space character here. And we can operate through this string tokenizer by using a method called as has more tokens. If contains tokens, then display all the tokens. So the result of this out program is my will be displayed in the first line, name will be displayed in the second line, is displayed in the third line, Khan is displayed in the fourth line. So what happens here is we are dividing the whole string into small pieces and we are displaying them one after the other by using a method called as has more tokens, which in turn will be using has st.next token, which returns a string. So strings are nothing but my name is Khan. So divided strings, substrings. So if it has tokens inside it, it will return true. Otherwise, it will be result false. Then if it is true, then it will be getting into the system.out.println. Then it will return the characters or the tokens which are possible in this string. So this is as simple as possible. I think everyone understood this program. I can go further for the next example based on the next token with the delimiter. So we are directly displaying a delimiter here. That is, you can observe here we are using a string tokenizer st object with my name is Khan, same string, but in the previous example we kept space as a delimiter. Here directly we are keeping the comma as a delimiter. So what happens here is whenever you are trying to display the contents, so comma will be used as a delimiter. So we will be displaying my, the output of this program is my. So we end that is we are not displaying all the contents of it. Okay, we are not displaying all the contents, all the tokens in it. We are displaying only the next token which is possible before the delimiter which is appearing. So the delimiter which appears first is after the my token. So it will be displaying my token. After that, it will be concluding. So there is no other output will be displayed. Only my will be displayed from this program. So this is all about string tokenizer. I will go back and brush up the things. That is, string tokenizer class is part of util package. The purpose of this class is to divide the string into tokens. And how we are going to divide this string are based on the delimiter characters. The delimiter characters may be comma, semicolon, colon, space, or whatever delimiters which has been proposed by the Java. They will be used as a delimiters here. Next, they contain, string tokenizer contains three constructors, one with the one parameter, the second constructor with the two parameters, and the third constructor with three parameters. So the methods which are possible in the string tokenizer classes are has more tokens, next token, along with has more elements, next element, and count tokens. So these are the 6 methods which have been mostly used by this string tokenizer class. And after that, this is example which will be displaying the demonstration of string tokenizer class based on the delimiter called as a space character. So it will divide the string into small pieces, then it will displaying one after the other. And here we are using a comma as a delimiter. Based on the delimiter, we are displaying the output of it. So this is about string tokenizer class. Let us get into the important topic, that is wrapper classes. What is the speciality of the wrapper classes also we are going to discuss. And in one way we can say that these wrapper classes are helpful in designing data structures in Java. We can also say that wrapper classes helps to design some kind of concepts which are related to the data structures, and they will be named as collection frameworks in Java. So what are exactly a wrapper class? What does it do? And what are the classes which are grouped into wrapper classes? Let us see them. So wrapper class in Java provides a mechanism to convert a primitive into object and object into primitive. So from this point, I can say that primitive data types like int, char, float, double, they will be converted into objects. Okay. Primitive data types will be converted into objects and objects will be converted into primitive data types. So the process of converting this is called as wrapper concepts. So the mechanism which is used in wrapper classes are, they will be converting primitive types into objects and objects into primitive types. So wrapping of a primitive value into a wrapper class objects. That is the main mechanism of the wrapper classes. And they will be used in communication between two applications on internet. So what is the major purpose of this wrapper classes are? Let us say that we are trying to relate to, when we are searching for a particular thing, let us say that I want some document related to, I want a PPT on some topic, let us say that. So you are typing some characters into it, whether it is in small letters or capital letters. Okay, whether they are in small letters or capital letters, they are accepting it. Yes or no? They are accepting it based on the type of search which you are using, based on the type of data which you are supplied. The output will be displayed from the Google search. So there it will be converting the types of data which is there from one type of data to the other type of data, or by ignoring the cases also. By ignoring the cases also, it is trying to display the contents. So communication between the applications, it can be possible by using these wrapper classes. So what are the wrapper classes in java.lang package? Actually, wrapper classes will be part of java.lang package. So what are primitive data types and what are wrapper classes? You just observe here. Char is converted to wrapper class as character. Byte is converted as byte. Short is converted as short. Int is converted as integer. Long is long. Float is float. Double is double. Boolean is boolean. See, you can observe here. Apart from character and integer, the other primitive data types have been converted into wrapper classes by making the first letter as capital letter, because they are classes here. But according to primitive data type, they are data types. But whereas in wrapper classes, they are classes. So primitive data types are converted into classes here. So now these classes contain some methods, constructors like this. So they will be possible in java.lang package. Let us see the usage of this wrapper classes. So where wrapper classes can be important for us. So as Java is object-oriented programming language, so it will deal with the objects. Most of them will be objects. So many items like collections, serialization, synchronizations, it will be used. So in the concept just now I told you, that is collection frameworks to design data structures in Java. It will be helpful for us. Serialization is nothing but saving the object's contents into some kind of a file or the other objects. Synchronization is nothing but blocking the objects. So everywhere we need objects. So primitive data types will be converted into objects, such kind of objects. So what are the different scenarios where we need to use the wrapper classes? Let us see. The first one is change the value in the method. To change any value in a method, we are using some kind of a concept called as pass by value or call by value. So what happens here is, if you use call by value concept, if we pass a primitive value, the value will not be changed. But if we convert the primitive value into an object, it will change the original value also. So that is what the help which is gathered from the wrapper classes. Next, serialization. In this concept, we are going to convert the objects into streams to perform the serialization. That is, object contents will be sent to some kind of a stream or some kind of a file, output file, or some kind of a document. We will be passing the object contents. So to do that, we need serialization. So if we have a primitive value, we can convert it into objects through the wrapper classes. That is part of serialization. Next, we have a synchronization. Java synchronization works with the objects in multi-threading. So when you are discussing about multi-threading concept of multitasking, majorly they will be discussed as part of objects only. So objects will be accessing so many resources simultaneously, or they can request more than one resource at a time. So at that time, we have to block some of the resources. That is called as a synchronization concept, which is part of Java. Next, util package. So most of the packages which have been defined, but according to util package, most of the classes of this package will be utilizing these wrapper classes. It means that they are going to deal, this package will be going to deal more of the objects. They will be accessing more objects. So next, collection framework. So collection framework works with the objects only. So all the classes of collection frameworks like array list, linked list, vector, hash set, linked hash set, tree set, priority queue, array dequeue. So these are some of the concepts which we have visited in C++ as array, linked list, vector. These are some topics which are related to data structures. So all these things are grouped into collection frameworks. When we are trying to access objects, okay, when we are trying to access objects through some kind of other object, then it is called as collection framework. So collection framework also needs these wrapper classes. So next important topic is auto boxing. So what do you mean by this auto boxing? So auto boxing is nothing but automatic conversion of primitive data type into its corresponding wrapper class is known as auto boxing. For example, we have byte to byte, char to character, int to integer, long to long, float to float, boolean to boolean, double to double, and short to short. So automatic type conversion, primitive data type conversion into a wrapper class is called as auto boxing. Next, we have unboxing. Unboxing is nothing but automatic conversion of wrapper type into corresponding primitive type is known as unboxing. So the reverse process of auto boxing is called as unboxing. So this is about string tokenizers, wrapper classes, plus all the concepts and methods which are part of this string tokenizer class. So I will repeat this wrapper class once again. Wrapper classes are nothing but they will be converting the primitive data types into classes. So what is the specialty of a class? A class is nothing but which contains all the features common to everyone. So if you want to access character type of data, if it is a wrapper class, we will be creating object for it through object of that particular primitive data type which has been converted into wrapper class. It contains default methods which are available according to Java API. So the specialty of this wrapper classes is they can be communicated over internet. So an application which is developed using wrapper classes, they are meant for communicating over internet, and they are helpful in other topics to be understood. That is, wrapper class in Java provides mechanism to primitive convert, that is primitive type into objects and objects into primitive type. So these are some of the important aspects of wrapper classes. You can see here character, char, byte, bar, byte, short, short, integer, integer. So these are some of the important points regarding wrapper classes. Let me show you one example regarding this. Regarding this. Everyone able to see this program. See, we are discussing this example program regarding wrapper classes. So you observe here, you can observe here, this is character class. So we know character class is a wrapper class which has one constructor with one parameter, that is ch. It is accepting one parameter. So let us see this program and try to understand this program. So the characters may be any kind of characters. It may be an alphabetic character or a digit or some kind of uppercase, lowercase, what different types of characters will be there. So to demonstrate that character class, wrapper class example, we are using one kind of a concept here. This is primitive type which has been declared here, that is char ch. So to accept input from the keyboard, we are using buffer reader ber equals to new buffer reader and system dot in. So let us say that while true, we are entering a character. So the char may be whichever character has been entered, that will be read by the read method of buffer reader class, and they will be typecasted because read method will return the value in the form of integer, so that will be converted by using a typecasting, and it will be stored into ch. So whatever character which has been given by the user, that will be printed according to these methods. So you entered, if it is a digit, so if it is a digit, then it will be converted into character dot is digit. So what is happening here? We are converting this primitive type. It may be primitive type because we declared ch as a primitive type, but we are trying to store the value of primitive type into character. We are trying to display into character class objects. Display it as character class object. So next, so if it is a digit, it will be displaying it is a digit. So let us say that if you have typed an uppercase letter, then it will be displaying an uppercase. If you have given some space character, then will be displaying as it is a space bar. If it is a white space, then it is displayed as white space. So these all the primitive types you try to understand here. Ch, wherever ch is there, that is a primitive type which is converting into character class related display. Else, if you are giving a character which is unknown to the system, then it will be sorry, I don't know what is that. So then it will be skipping the contents. Why we are using br.skip, we will be discussing later. Don't worry about that one. So until now, we know one of the wrapper class called as character class. It contains one constructor accepting one parameter. which is called as parameterized constructor. So these are the methods which are possible in character classes, which is called as a wrapper class, which is a default method. Is digit, is uppercase, is spacebar, is white space. These are the some of the methods which are possible in character class. You try to observe you. I think everyone observed something over this program. That is, I am using a class name along with a method name. What do you mean by this? It means that it is a static method. Is white space is a static method. Is space char is a static method. Is uppercase is a static method. Is digit is a static method because we are using class name dot method name. A method which is a static method that can be called only with a class name. It cannot be called by using an object. You can observe in this program we didn't create any object for a particular class. I think everyone understood from this example. So today at 3 o'clock, I will be sending the question paper. I'm again repeating it. Read the question properly and try to answer correctly. And the time limit is 45 minutes. After 45 minutes, I will not accept. I will close the responses accepting link. I will I will make the changes to not accept the responses after 45 minutes. So I will make sure that you will be answering within the time. I think everyone understood this program. Is there any problem in understanding this program? If it is yes, type yes. Is there any problem? Otherwise, I will close the session because it is less than 2 minutes. 2 minutes of, yeah, 3 minutes.
Sir,
Oh, tell me, who is this?
Sir Vamshi.
Oh, chalo. Tell me.
Sir, we need to write import statement as java.lang.character also.
What happened?
Sir, మన
Oh, yeah,
character
yeah, yeah,
అంటే
yeah. Yes, yes, yes. You can use that one also because you understood from this program that I didn't place any import java.lang because it is the
okay,
default package which is imported. Yes or no? In Java, the
yes, sir.
default package which is going to be imported is java.lang package. Why I have
Yes,
to
sir.
again import it? So there is no
Okay,
need of using that. If I use that one, the number of lines of code will be increasing. That's it.
okay, sir.
Okay. Because it is a default
Okay,
package, I didn't write anything here.
okay, sir.
And one more thing, if you want to use a string tokenizer, compulsory, you need to mention that one. Util dot string tokenizer. So some of the specific classes are requiring such kind of signatures while importing them. Not all the classes of packages. I think you understood this one. Next, you have a wrapper class, that is number class is one kind of an wrapper class, which is abstract class. What is abstract class? How it will be behaving, we will discuss later. But if number is a abstract class, so these are subclasses of it. So what are the subclasses of it? Is a byte, short, integer, long, float, and double. So this is, if number is a sub abstract class, then these are the subclasses of number classes. So these are wrapper classes, as I told you in the previous session. So these are the different types of wrapper classes, that is character, byte, short, int, long. Okay, I think everyone understood this topic. So hope you are doing well in the exam. Okay, thank you one and all.